And so if Ramy wants to win or bring back the title again, he needs to bring back the conditioning and get tighter and bring back the symmetry. Coach Greg, in today's video, I'm going to explain exactly what happened to Big Ramy. There's been a lot of speculation. All the channels talking about why Big Ramy was off. What is it? Was it politics? What did he do? Was it an injury? Well, I got the answer for you. And so stay tuned to find out. The first thing I'd like to point out is that Big Ramy got 5th, but a lot of people felt he deserved the win. Over 60% of Nick Strength and Power's audience said Big Ramy's got it in the bag. And remember, bodybuilding judging is very subjective. And what happens is the head judge, the main judge at a show, places the athletes where he or she feels they deserve. And so Big Ramy put to the sides, what that's doing is biasing and influencing the other judges to make them think Big Ramy's not so good. He's on the sides in a 6-person call-out, meaning the guy's 5th or 6th place. Now, the head judge felt that Big Ramy, based on size, looked better than he is. The head judge could have placed Big Ramy in the center, and the other judges would have thought, well, he's in the center. That means he's got to be 1st or 2nd place. And so although Big Ramy got 5th, he very easily could have been in the top 3. Had the head judge felt, nah, I like that Big Ramy guy. I feel he deserves a second shot. He's the defending champion. I'm going to place him in the middle. I'm going to do more comparisons with Big Ramy towards the center. Had the head judge done that, I fully expect Big Ramy could have placed in the top 3. After all, it is in fact a subjective sport, and it's very debatable as to what looks better. Is it more size, more conditioning, more balance? And so my personal opinion is the head judge did not like Big Ramy. And remember, Big Ramy did not show up for certain guest posing exhibitions. He should have showed up, was supposed to pose, didn't show up. Made an apology, didn't sit well. Now, why did Big Ramy not show up? Well, could it be that he had injuries in the quads? You've seen those holes. And what about all that oil, the injections that many of the athletes are doing? Could he have perhaps done too many injections? The shoulders perhaps looked a little too suspicious, and he said, I don't want to show up in guest pose. I got holes in my quads, and I got suspicious looking delts. What will people think? And so I've stated in previous videos that it's not all politics. People think it's just politics. And seeing as Hadi won from Iran, well, you're thinking, well, there's no way it's politics. If it was politics, Hadi wouldn't have won. But there can be bias. If you piss off the judges, and if you do certain things, perhaps you're having fun with a grapefruit, and they remember that, and they don't place you as high as perhaps you should be. And it could be as center as the head judge not calling you to center during prejudging. And so if you're not given that opportunity to stand next to the best of the other competitors, well, how are you going to win? You're standing to the sides. Nick Strength and Power says he is the best guy in the show. Clear victory, doesn't even need to be compared to the rest. Problem is, you do. At this level, the head judge is biasing the other judges. And I can guarantee if they don't put the best athletes at the center and just judge them as they come, and all the judges are in cubicles and they cannot speak to the others, there would be different results. You don't think people are biased? I've literally judged shows. Judges can talk and chat after the morning show. Hey, what did you think? Was Derek on top or Hadi? Who'd you got? Oh, I had Hadi, clearly. Oh, really? They're thinking, oh, I had Derek. Maybe I'll change my vote. And that often happens. And so part of the reason why Big Ramy didn't do well is because the head judge never liked him. Never liked his physique. And that is fine with me. I see nothing wrong with having different opinions. But you need to give everyone an equal and fair opportunity to compete and compare against the best. And so Big Ramy never being put in the center, never having his chance to say, I'm the best, I'm the defending champion, well, to me, that is unfair. And so perhaps it's because he wasn't promoting the sport so well in the United States. He didn't show up to guest posing. He had suspicious looking shoulders and they just wanted a new champion. Yeah, right. He got 5th place, but didn't Big Ramy deserve a chance to be compared with the best of the best and let the other judges decide? Hey, other judges, how do you like Big Ramy? Maybe he's 3rd. And so just because he got 5th place doesn't necessarily mean he's the 5th best athlete in the world. And so regardless of what I think, I do believe all athletes deserve a fair chance to be compared to others without the potential bias of the head judge. Now that that's out of the way, the potential political influence, let's talk about Big Ramy's physique from a week out. Now he's staying with Dennis James, and Dennis James is not Big Ramy's coach. It's actually Chad Nichols. And Dennis James takes photos of him with different lighting at his house a week out from the show. In the morning, carb depleted, not eating a lot after doing cardio, and says, well, look at him. Does he not look like he's going to be the champion? And I'm looking at all the photos, I'm thinking, you guys think this is in shape? You think this is what a Mr. Olympia competitor should look like 1 week out depleted? Of course not. You think Hottie looked like this a week out? Hottie would look this lean 6 weeks out. And so what happens is almost everyone in bodybuilding are yes men. How do I look? Amazing! I've never seen so much muscle. You are going to dominate. Everyone thinks they're going to win. Doesn't matter who they are. They think they're better than they are. How are you going to do, Nick Walker? I'm winning the show. How you doing, Ian Valaire? I got my best package ever. I'm going to dominate. How about you, Blessing? Oh, I'm in first call out this year. Gets the fourth call out. Everyone thinks they're better. Hunter. Oh, it's a new back this year.
You'll see a whole new back on Friday night.
I'm moving up. I'm going to get top 3 for sure. Gets into the second call out. And so no one has what I have done as a coach, and that's tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. I remember coaching Johnny Shreve. He's 2 weeks out from a show. How do I look? You look 6 weeks out. What? You're an asshole. How dare you say that to me? I'm telling you what I see. Everyone else says I look amazing. Yeah, because you do in comparison to most people, but you're competing for a pro card, and to win a pro card, you need to look shredded. And so what happens is you're used to seeing yourself in the off season looking a little soft, still lean, perhaps you have a six-pack and so on. And as you get leaner, you're thinking, look at how shredded I am. I look amazing. No one looks like this. Problem is you're going against the best of the best. And so this happened to me once, 2012, the year I turned pro. Put on a ton of muscle. I'm no longer natural. I'm getting huge. I'm posting progress photos and everyone is talking. Wow, have you seen Greg Doucette this year? He looks incredible. He looks like a pro. He's going to dominate. He's going to go to the Olympia. I show up as a heavyweight for the first time at the Nova Scotia Provincials and I win, but people are saying, you weren't as good as I expected. You look kind of soft. You're holding a lot of water. And I'm thinking, here I am looking amazing. Everyone said I'm going to win by a mile. I show up to the show, and I do squeak out a victory, but I'm a little soft. Size, sure, but I'm not lean enough. I compete a week later at the Atlantic Championships, and I lose out to the lightweight competitor. And I'm saying, yeah, I'm winning my pro card this year. How could you ever win a pro card? You can't even beat the lightweight. I said, wait till you see me at Nationals. I'm going to get freaking shredded. None of this settling for being ripped. I'm going to be mind-blowing peeled head to toe. And so what you do is you keep dieting. You keep doing cardio. And you don't settle for people saying you're going to win. You look for the best athlete competing at the show, and you say, that is the standard. I'm going to be leaner than that. And so I looked at Vantuan Vaillant, who competed in the Olympia. I said, that's the guy I got to beat. And so I looked at all his photos and said, I'm going to have it no doubt in anyone's mind, I'm going to be way leaner than that guy. And so I kept dieting, showed up to Nationals, won my IPB Pro card. Antoine beat me in the overall, but I got the second pro card. He was 50 pounds bigger, but I was leaner. And so if you have everyone in your corner saying how good you look, all year you're saying, oh, last year I only trained for 6 months. This year I'm 335. I'm so much bigger. I'm going to be bigger and leaner. Well, are you? Are you just convincing yourself? Is that what the coach, the people in your corner are saying? Because what you need is people who tell you the truth. And so imagine if Hani Rambod had been Big Ramy's coach. Hani Rambod coached first place and second place. And what would he have said? Big Ramy, I got Derek Lunsford and Hottie, and they look better than you right now. You need to keep dieting. You need to do more cardio. Big Ramy said, no, all my friends at the gym, they're all saying I look crazy. I'm so good. Listen, Big Ramy, you need to act like Coach Greg and diet harder than friggin' last time. And so what they should have or could have said to Big Ramy is, you need some friggin' GO2 max. This gonna help you to do more cardio, burn off more calories, give you more endurance, recovery, and get shredded. None of this stuff. Even Arnold Schwarzenegger himself said, Big Ramy, you need to get in leaner. You need to stop worrying about size and come in condition. An inch smaller on the waist. Also said an inch more on the calves, and you will repeat. All you have to do is keep doing what you're doing. But he went for the size and never brought the conditioning.
Whether that was an injury, whether it was an illness, whether it was bad timing in some aspect of his quote-unquote supplementation, maybe carbing up.
And so Dennis James suggests that, well, he was bang on, and so something happened in the last week. Perhaps Chad Nichols could explain. I'll explain. He overcarbed. He ate too much food. He did not have the conditioning. In particular, his abs were washed out. He had abs, but not deep, etched in stone abs like Hottie. Hottie has the abs you want. Hard as nails, granite hard, dehydrated, dry. Big Ramy, he tries to come in big and full. And the more you carb up, the less condition you're going to bring. So many people think, oh, you can't use diuretics in peak week. You carb up, you eat for 3 days. When you do that, you have the chance of spilling over. And Big Ramy was spilled over. It was obvious. If Big Ramy had come out, flex his quads, he should have had 10 striations in his quads. I've seen amateur bodybuilders with more shreds than this. None have that much size. Big Ramy, he's the biggest. And that side chest pose on Big Ramy is the best side chest pose I've ever seen in my entire life on anyone. And so I'm not knocking Big Ramy for not having certain poses that he really stands out in. He has enough size. He needs to bring the conditioning. And so when you undercarb, all that's going to happen is you come in smaller. You're not as huge. And so think of it. In past competitions, I've lost to Terrence, Mike Summerseld, and Irvs. These are all top 4 Mr. Olympia competitors. And at the Niagara, I was sick. I was throwing up, had the flu. Literally couldn't eat. Was wondering how I'd get up on stage. And so I went close to 24 hours without carbing up. Not a single carb was consumed. I was flat as a pancake, couldn't eat anything, dehydrated. Walked out on stage, bam, shredded, dry, conditioned. And so despite the fact that I had no carb up, I still look great. And so Big Ramy, he doesn't need to carb up. He can eat some carbs, sure. But if he eats too much, saying, yeah, keep eating, let's keep getting more full, he's not going to look as good. And so my opinion, Big Ramy, who already has the size, he needs to favor conditioning. Screw the size. Same as Arnold said. You don't need to have that much more mass.
Big Ramy, he could have won again. They think bigger is better. Better is when you go and create more symmetry.
Bigger isn't better. Better is better. You need the symmetry. Shrink the waist down. Get the conditioning. Arnold Schwarzenegger 100% agrees. And so Big Ramy could have won. Yeah, he has perhaps some injuries. He's done some injections. You saw the glute marks. That's injections of PEDs that he's using before the show. And when you're a week out from the show, it's not a smart idea to pin a bunch of gear in the glutes. You're going to see that it's visible. And so you have to be careful the final week before the Olympia. You want to have any blemishes on your physique from doing injections. And yeah, it might not be politically correct to talk about it, but you think any of the guys in the open class are natural? Of course not. And so you see that, 2 big knots, and I've had it before. We've all done this. Well, not all people doing PDs. You have to expect that sometimes something is going to go wrong. And so the final week before the Olympia, you have to be more careful than last time. And so if you're injecting hyaluronic acid or synthol or whatever into your shoulders and they become too dominant, it throws off the symmetry. Arnold's saying he did the front double bicep. It threw it off. His arms are huge, but they didn't look in proportion. And so careful how much you're injecting. And so Arnold remembers losing to Sergio Oliva, who was bigger and leaner than Arnold. And what did he do at the next competition? Sergio gained 10 pounds and Arnold lost 5. He was extra shredded and he won. And so it's not bigger is always better. Better is better. Leaner with symmetry and proportions, as Arnold describes, that is what you want. And that is what Hadi and Derek brought in spades. And so if Ramy wants to win or bring back the title again, he needs to bring back the conditioning and get tighter and bring back the symmetry. And so, yeah, he possibly has some injuries that he has to deal with, but you can't count him out. You can't guarantee that all the other competitors are going to bring their A game. If they're slightly off and Big Ramy brings it, and the head judge gives him the opportunity by putting him in the center at least once, we may in fact see Big Ramy move up in placings, and who knows, perhaps he could be like Jay Cutler, win the title, lose it, and regain it once again. And so Big Ramy, pick up your bottle of GO2 Max, get it now, the pre-order's available. This is our last run. The FDA, they know NMN works, and so they're not allowing us to sell it in the future. This is the last run. The manufacturer said we can't make it ever again. Your last order, that's it. And it's gone. Pick it up. Click the link in the description. Use code Greg. 10% off. And so hopefully Big Ramy's coach next year can say, it's not good enough. Leaner, leaner, leaner. But I strided glutes. I don't care. Leaner. Strided glutes is not enough. Often have heard that. Remember coaching Johnny Shreve in the past? Glutes were shredded. Peel looked amazing. But the quads weren't. The hamstrings weren't in. I'm like, you got to keep dieting. And you have to keep pushing through. But it's hard. You feel like shit, like garbage. And so yes, it's easier with GO2 Max. You have more endurance. You can keep working harder. But you're still going to suffer. And so for all of you guys out there starving, eating chicken, broccoli, and rice, why do you think I could get so lean? You don't think I hate chicken, broccoli, and rice every single day? I can't stick to that diet. This contains all the foods that I like. What do you think I eat on my diet? It's all low-calorie dense foods that are voluminous meals that keep you full. If you're always hungry, how are you going to diet? You think it's any different for the pros? You don't think Big Ramy's hungry? You don't think he wants a burger, some French toast, and some pancakes, some protein ice cream? Of course he does. And with my diet, you get to eat things that taste amazing. It doesn't feel like you're dieting. And you think I haven't coached anyone? I coached Ian Valère to his pro card. He's not the only pro, the most famous. And so ask Ian Valère. Did he, in fact, enjoy my diet? I remember they were asking Ian for interviews. He's an IB pro, and he's like, they want to know my diet. Am I supposed to say I eat peanut butter and banana sandwiches? Yeah, of course you do. You eat peanut butter and jam sandwiches and popcorn, all foods in my diet. Tell them. He's nervous. Well, everyone thinks I should be eating chicken, broccoli, and rice. Did it work? 3 straight victories overall, pro card age 22. What do you think about that? And so if you can't get the conditioning, you need to have a better diet, one you can stick to that allows you to feel full, and you need to be able to do cardio. And this allows you to do more cardio at a faster pace, burn off more calories, and you can stick to your diet. You are going to get shredded. It's how it works, people. And so hopefully now you understand about Big Ramy, what he needs to do, what happened in the past. This is based on what I think. Everyone has a different opinion. Believe what you want. Ending it here. Like the video if you liked it. Give me a like right now if you thought this was worthy of a like. Subscribe. Click the bell button. Comment for the algorithm. Try to watch one of those 2 bloops. Follow me on Instagram as well. Greg Doucette IB Pro. And remember, I do phone consults and I do coaching plans from me and my team. And until next time, I am out.